Thank you for joining me for the second Eagle Tech seminar by Northern New Mexico College Eagle Techs. Today we'll be going over how to use online resources for online learning. The first slide that I want to show you guys is if you missed our first presentation, you can download this presentation and open the first one, which is how to be successful in online learning. It features tips, tools, and tricks on how to set yourself up for success. The second slide that I want to go over is resource sheets. So these resource sheets are fantastic to have in your back pocket because they have information that is really helpful right in the moment. So the first one is our student reference sheet. It has login information for all of our platforms, as well as information on the bookstore and your grades, where to find those. The second reference sheet that we have is the student guide to Northern Online. And this is a comprehensive guide on all of our departments for online learning and who to contact if you need help. And the last resource sheet that we have is time management worksheets. And so if we click on that, you will open to time management worksheets on how to reduce stress, how you spend your time now, and then how to break down your activities and how much time that you'll really have, because there's 168 hours a week. So you subtract from your total after you add everything up that you're doing, and then you get your total free hours per week. And so if you scroll down, you can list your priorities. If you're a procrastinator, you can figure out how to eliminate some of those tendencies and then create a new schedule for yourself, as well as how to reward yourself, saying no, and then planning your time more effectively. So these are good to go over. I'd like to do them every semester because my schedule changes, just as every student does. So it's good to have an idea of how to manage your time. The next slide I want to go over is the responsibilities and the advantages of online learning. So some of the benefits is that it demonstrates self-motivation and determination. I feel like going to school online, since we don't have the physical aspect of going to the college, we have to have more motivation to get on class, to class on time and get our assignments done on time. So it's also convenient and customizable to your lifestyle, and cost effective and sustainable. Again, you don't have to go to the college every day, so you can get on your computer and do classes around work or whatever else you have going on in your life. With all of these advantages comes some responsibilities, right? So there's more independent work. You usually have more reading on your own or watching videos or doing some of your assignments on your own, which leads to a different style of communication. Because we're on Zoom meetings, it's not the same as being in person. So you have to figure out how that works for you and what learning style works for you. Because there's more responsibility to accomplish your assignments on time, and something always comes up. So how do we prepare ourselves to expect the worst but hope for the best? Well, some of the tools that the college offers are fantastic to do so. The first thing that we offer is a free subscription to Microsoft 365, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, OneNote, Publisher, and Access. So if you click this first link here, it'll take you to the Northern website, and that is going to show us how and where to go to download your free software. So you have all of the information on the agreement, your eligibility, and the expiration, and then the steps to get your free software and how to install it. Again, if anybody has any questions, you can make an appointment with the Eagle Tech and we can walk you through it. This next link is to log into your Microsoft 365 account, and you will need to verify that you are still a student yearly by providing your email when prompted in a Microsoft application. So if you log into Word one day and you have a notification that says log into your account, then you just need to log in again with your student email and it'll verify that you're still a student with us. The last thing that I have here is Microsoft 365 training. And so the 365 training is a full training suite with all of the information on every app that you guys get through Microsoft 365. As Outlook, which is their email platform, OneDrive, which is a saving system, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, which is a online SharePoint, and Microsoft Teams are to collaborate. And so we have access to all of those through Microsoft 365. So we're going to go over Microsoft Word because this is one of the most used applications. So here are links to Microsoft's collection on Word training videos, as well as some pictorials for most asked Word questions. And so we're going to go to the Microsoft Help page. And this is going to be, if you wanted to just ask a question, you can ask that here and you'll get answers in their training articles, or different forums can help as well. We also have the Microsoft Word Training Suite. So this will lead you to quick start articles, as well as more training videos on how to write and edit or format your texts, even inserting tables and pictures or watermarks, and then using Word for School. There's also an educational tab here. One of my favorites is to take a tour. And so if you take a tour, it'll show you a template of what everything in Word does. So we're going to click on that so I can show you what it looks like, and it'll download it, and then you'll open that up and you can take the tour. So these are fantastic resources to spend some time taking a look at. We're going to go back to our presentation, and the final shortcut that I have here for you guys are Microsoft Word keyboard shortcuts. And so if you'll click on that link, it'll open up the keyboard shortcuts for Word. And this is available in all of these topics, as well as iOS and Windows. So if you have a different version, you can scroll all the way down and choose which version to look at what the short keys are. Short keys are fantastic. They just make things a little easier when you're typing an assignment. One of the most common ones is copy and paste, right? So here are more to help make writing an assignment just a little easier. I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint here and go over Microsoft PowerPoint. So Microsoft PowerPoint is a fantastic tool for creating put together presentations for classes, but my favorite tool is PowerPoint Design, because the Design Ideas tool helps you put your presentations together in a theme that looks complete, just like the one that I've done for today in this teal. And so we're going to go over PowerPoint Training, which will open up the PowerPoint for Windows Training Suite. And it has, again, all of these fantastic videos and pictorials. We're going to go over the Quick Start Guide. And so there's a video here on what is PowerPoint and how to get started with PowerPoint, and then it goes right into creating a presentation and adding a slide and showing you where to click and what things look like. So if you have any questions on PowerPoint, this is a great place to start. And then again, if you ever have any questions or want some more training, you can reach out to Eagle Tech and we would be happy to set up an appointment. We also want to go over the PowerPoint keyboard shortcuts. Again, shortcuts make things easier for adding ribbon keyboard shortcuts or moving between panes in PowerPoint. So you can click through these files, and all of the short keys, if you scroll down, are right there for PowerPoint. So all of that is really helpful if you're trying to figure out how to format a presentation. Next, I want to talk about how to create a saving system. So a saving system is having a way to save your documents in easy to find places, so it can make things turning things in that much easier. You want 3 places to save your documents. The first we recommend is on your computer, either in a file for this year's classes or on your desktop. Remember, if you save stuff on your desktop, it needs to be cleaned out periodically, or it can make your computer run slower. But it's just as easy to create a file on your computer for spring 2021 classes and then save everything for this semester in that file. The second place that we recommend that you save your documents is that you email yourself the document. It also helps because then the document is accessible from multiple devices through your email inbox. Next, we want to recommend that you save your documents in a cloud or on a USB drive. This is also helpful if you wanted to work on an assignment from multiple devices. But the one thing that we want to make sure that you guys know is that you have a file name system so that you can find your stuff easily. I have an example here at the bottom that says homework, or you can have 3-12 homework psych. Which one would be easier to find? if you were trying to look for it at 11:50 at night and your assignment was due at midnight. You want to keep these ideas in mind when you're naming your files so that in the future, it's a whole lot easier for you. Next, we want to talk about our Zoom resources. Because we are on Zoom all the time, Zoom has a help center that has training videos and pictorials as well, but we also offer training through the Eagle Tech help desk by appointment or through our ticketing system. If we click on the Zoom Help Center, there are, you can ask a question here and get the article that way, or go to the top 20 resources. And here are 20 resources that people use most frequently for Zoom. As well, on the left-hand side here, you have the Getting Started page, as well as the audio, video, and sharing page. These two are where you will find the bulk of your answers if you had any questions. So these are helpful to use as well for the mobile system. There are questions for Android and with iOS. Next, we want to go over the Blackboard community. Because we use Blackboard for our classes, I think the Blackboard community is a hidden gem. It has so many forums and helpful videos and articles to help with any Blackboard issue before you have to reach out to Eagle Tech. So if you're on the weekend and you have a question, you can go to the Blackboard community and figure out the answer first, or try to troubleshoot on your own before you reach out to us. So you can find this under the on-demand help section on the Blackboard homepage, or from this link that I put in the presentation. So if we click on the Blackboard community link, we are going to be looking at the Blackboard Learn Help page for students. We have common issues here on the side, as well as popular pages, including a quick start guide. So if you had any questions about how to contact your instructor, or if you lost your work, this is a great place to start. Next, I want to go over two simple things on Blackboard. One is how to save and submit an assignment, and then the other is to submit a discussion. So again, remember with assignments, if you submit them earlier than it's due, then you won't have to worry about an assignment being late. So let's go over how to submit an assignment. So we'll click on this link here and it'll open up how to submit an assignment. So where do you find your assignments? What do they look like? On this right-hand side, you'll see it says under assignments. Usually for Northern classes, we work under the module system. And so even though every class is different, check with your professor, you will usually see a module that has weekly assignments, and you can click through there. But if we scroll down, it gives us a video on how to submit an assignment, as well as the pictorial version. So this is what an assignment would look like. The description of the assignment is usually here, and then the due date and the points. You scroll down, you can see that you can write the submission just into the text box, or you can browse your computer and attach your file. Once you've attached your file, you can click submit, and that is going to give you a purple banner across the top of your screen that says success. Your submission appears on this page as a confirmation number as well. And then you will see your assignment attempt, and you will also be emailed with that submission confirmation. So there are many ways to make sure that you submitted your assignment correctly. And now we're going to go over how to submit a discussion. So even though discussions can feel forced, I found that if you can type like you were talking in class to make a point, it doesn't feel that formal, and then you can actively participate a little easier. So going over discussions, because we use them a lot in our classes, we have a video on how to have really open discussions that get somewhere instead of just having a little bit of back and forth. They're discussions that we can actively participate in. And so you can see what discussions will look like, and then what the inside of a discussion tree will also look like. So this is fantastic if you had any questions about how to open or get to a discussion. Next to last, we want to go over our library resources. So we have a bunch of databases available to the students through our library resources, even though the library is closed physically. So to use the databases, we use specific keywords when searching, and I recommend that we try the addition of and or when combining topics or keywords. And these combinations can help you get really well-rounded research. And so I'm going to open up our library page. You can request materials or search the NNMC collection. We have our databases here, and then up in the right-hand corner, you can ask a librarian for help if you need to. So we're going to click on our databases, and we have 65 for students to choose from. My most used one is the Academic One file. And so you'll click on the resource and it'll have you sign in usually. I'm already signed in, and so you can go to the Gale Academic One file and search over any topic. You can also explore by the range of topics farther down. So let's just search global warming. And as we see right here in the search results, we get global warming, and then below it is global warming and climate change. So if you wanted to look at global warming on its own, you could, and that would give you a bunch of articles on global warming, or you could combat that with climate change, combine it with climate change, and then get articles focusing on both. And so we have 24,000 articles, academic journals here. You can filter it down even farther by publication date or subject, even peer-reviewed journals. So you can make sure that everything is really great for citations. So we're just going to click on this first article here and take a look at what the article looks like, because there are a couple of really cool tools within the articles. So in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the cite button. And so if you were writing a paper and wanted to cite something directly from this article, it would give you the citation as well as the citation for your bibliography. If you scroll all the way down, you have your source citation here in multiple formats. So you can just copy and paste that right into your Word document and have the correct citation. It makes everything a little easier for research. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for joining me. Please come back for the third seminar in this series next month on how to troubleshoot for online learning. And keep an eye out for our Save the Date email broadcast, and then the email with a copy of today's presentation. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.